Hello, everybody. In this latest episode of Grand Tactician, the Civil War, we will see Albert Sidney Johnston's Army of the West trying to turn the main Union line in Illinois on their left flank. Joe Johnston has agreed to inch his Army of Kentucky towards the Army of the West in support in Indiana. Philip St. George Cocke's Corps in Maryland assaults a Union army at Hagerstown. That and a whole lot more in the latest episode of Grand Tactician, the Civil War. Alright, May 15th, 1862. The Confederates have firm control over Maryland. Beauregard's Army of Northern Virginia controls Washington, D.C., Baltimore. The Shenandoah Valley is being guarded by Preston's Cavalry Corps on the far left flank, although we're trying to recall him back because McCulloch's Army of the Shenandoah, specifically Cocke's Corps, is engaged in a siege affair with the Union Army of the North of some 20,000 men. Although we outnumbered them locally there with 30,000, it looks like the Union might be coming in to relieve that situation. So that's our current affairs right now in Maryland. In Kentucky, in the Central Theater, we'll call it, there is no threat in Kentucky. We have an army under Joe Johnston, the Army of Kentucky, about to take in a campaign in southeastern Indiana and to consolidate our power in that region. We'll either move, and we're trying to actually get in closer. Let me rephrase. I think the original intent was to invade Cincinnati, but now we have changed plans to get into more of a supportive position if need to call upon to support Albert Sidney Johnston's Army of the West, as the bulk of the Union forces seem to be guarding Illinois. And we could do a situation, too, though, where as the Army of Kentucky moves into Indiana, we could try to hold a line here and then maybe pull Buckner, a corps, off of the Army of the West and then push in towards Indianapolis instead of our original move through Illinois, because you can see the Union is making every effort to block our way to gaining all the way to Chicago, if that was our intention. I think they suspect that we may be trying to do that. We have two retreating Union corps that we just defeated at the Battle of Salem. St. Louis looks relatively secure. We probably should have been building a fort all along. We'll call in Blanchard, too, to the Army of Missouri. We can start building some forts along the Mississippi to de-incentivize any Union crossing there. We have our movements of the Army of Kansas making for Lawrence, Kansas. One thing I want to do with our subsidies, since our credit rating has remained pretty well, we are going to put recruitment at an all-time high in this campaign. We will not touch any other sliders, though. We're going to upgrade the Salem depot. Actually, Hood will get busy building another depot as well. Price's Corps we'll actually put him in a defensive stance, but we're going to guard Salem. We're going to start shifting our forces to the east. Hood's readiness is not good. I would like Buckner's readiness is really good. I'd like to try to see if we can't take the Vincennes Bridge here by Vincennes. Wheeler is going to kind of screen our army here. So Buckner, we're going to move down the road towards Vincennes. See, Armistead's Corps, we seem to be pretty well supplied from Corydon, Indiana, and the Louisville Ferry. So we're going to actually push forward towards Paoli, and we're actually going to move Joe Johnston to headquarters in Louisville. And we're bringing Archer's Corps in support there. Armistead's small corps of only about 8,000 men, though. We are going to move Stuart's Cavalry Corps to Frederick. I don't think we'll be able to move Lee. Yep, no movement possible in hostile territory. Same with Ewell. Ewell's readiness is not good. We had originally had Magruder set to take Fort Washington, but that I'm now concerned. Although it looks like the stance of these Union Corps are defensive, so maybe they're not coming to take down Cox Corps. We're bringing Preston's cavalry in support there too. All right, why don't we move on? See what happens in the next couple days here. Looks like we have Union units routing at Hagerstown. D.R. Jones is 5-star general now. So Lee and Ewell's Corps are suffering from readiness, and now their expected full readiness is 36 days for Ewell and I believe 28 days for Lee. So I don't know if the campaigning has done its toll, as they have gone through several battles here in Maryland, and they're still considered in hostile territory. Even though Buckner's Corps here is suffering from low food, their readiness is strong. Hood is almost in the yellow readiness. Let's see movements here in the west. It's the Union retreating back. See the Army of Mississippi trying to mirror the movements of Buckner's Corps. Lots of our units reaching destination. So Tillman's Army of Kansas will march on towards Lawrence, Kansas, as it doesn't look like there's anything defending Leavenworth. Well, I should probably just move straight there with Pegram's advanced cavalry corps. Hood is now in the mediocre readiness, so he's going to follow Buckner. And there's still no Union presence in southern Ohio. That frees up Joe Johnston to come in to support the Army of the West. And looks like if we can capture Indianapolis, I think that will give us the third captured city. So we're going to promote McCown, and he's actually going to take over for Polk. And then Polk is actually going to be assigned a new corps. All right, so we formed Polk's Corps as he awaits the arrival of new units. Some of them will be there in a day, a couple others longer. All right, let's see if Cox Corps can assault this Union Army. All right, Battle of Hagerstown. We are facing the Army of the North under Theodore P. Hancock with strength of 21,000 men. The army is green and morale is stable. We do not get the benefits of the Cavalry Corps joining us, although we are asked to defend, which I most readily accept that challenge to defend this very defensible terrain. We will defend the Rohrbach Bridge. Oh, I wish I did have an undo button. All right, Battle of Hagerstown. Here's the deployment. Just guarding the bridges, although the far right looks kind of hastily thrown up. Let's move Sears and Jones over there to defend that line. Do have a broken unit on the field. Colonel David G. White. Spot our first Union columns. Some cavalry. There's a first for everything. Union cavalry. Union cavalry do halt. There's 3 batteries or battalions of horse artillery. Trying to get some counter battery fire. And I don't think we have the line of sight on them, though. Claiborne's gun, though, get on sight of the 1st Cavalry as they find the range. We'll move Elzey's guns in a similar position. No signs of other Union forces. So we signed them to fire at will. We're going to just try to shell this cavalry unit. Not seeing any major movement by the Union general. They might be content with just kind of reconnaissance and force maybe here. Or Van Cleve is just waiting for infantry support. As we do finally see some infantry columns marching. Henry Heth will throw out some skirmishers. Looks like 1st Cavalry is starting to waver a little bit. You see a bunch of Union brigades now, infantry brigades. I'm going to pull Sears back and Jones back because I don't see any attempt to take the upper bridge. We hear a lot of musketry going on now. We'll also pull some more artillery to our left. Wickham's division, his small division, looks like the object of the Union attack. Casualties very minimal. See now 5 Union brigades trying to set up for an assault across Antietam Creek. Throw in some reinforcements to that side. Claiborne's going to see if he can't pull his guns over there too to support. And just taking a quick peek up north, and I'm not seeing any other Union troops in that vicinity, so no diversionary attack so far manifesting itself. You see the artillery duel between the Union and Confederates. So if the Union actually tries to assault across the creek. So Clark's brigade and Rogers' detachment, so that was Union skirmishers. So 1st Brigade of the Union Army under Brigadier General Rogers will be attempting the first crossing of the creek. Clark comes from behind the breastworks to get into firing range of the 1st Brigade. Actually, Clark's brigade getting beat up pretty good. Clark's brigade actually is falling back. Let's bring in Daniel's brigade. Actually suffering more casualties than the Union as they actually bring in some artillery support, lots of artillery. Patton Anderson breaks. End of the day. Still hold on to a minor victory, but 1,400 casualties versus the 1,000. Daniel is wounded. We're going to fall back a little bit here. It's still very good ground. And we're actually going to use Lane's division. Try to hit the Union flank. Lane's division assigned with smashing the Union left flank as they get tied up on the assault on Lower Bridge. Claiborne's gun's getting beat up pretty good. It looks like we're suffering heavy casualties for this assault. Vaughn's brigade in heavy fighting. Wickham is demoralized, though. So Wickham's division demoralized. He's lost half his men. Still have men of Colquitt's division still relatively fresh. Vaughn's brigade is going to try to hit Rogers' brigade from the rear. Got some stolen guns here. Anderson's losing lots of men, though. Here's Anderson. With any other reserves left? No, we do not. Except for a couple brigades that are lightly engaged from across the other side of the lower bridge over here. Heavy casualties now. Casualties mounting up. Ooh, wow, Henry Heth's brigade not doing too well. Clark has withdrawn. Let's get Martin Smith. See if they can't force Rogers' brigade back. Well, looks like Garnett's brigade is starting to waver. Now one last fresh brigade under William Jones. Actually, we're starting to lose this battle, it looks like. Garnett is losing lots of men. Garnett is wounded. Oh no! Luger is broken already. That was quick. He barely suffered any casualties. I wonder if he was too far out the range of Lane's bugle call. We gotta put in some support from William Jones. We're down to a minor defeat now. Well, enemy has lost 2,800 men as well. Looks like the Union troops are starting to waver again, though. Just right when they were about to swing the battle in their favor. See if we can't encourage the rest of Daniel's brigade across the creek. William Jones gets the... Oh, he breaks. Enemy is retreating, though. That was very close. Wayne is demoralized. Not sure how much of an attack the rest of our units can put up. We need to take these guns. I think the Union artillery is what really whooped us today. I'm going to try to take this horse artillery. See if they can get it before breaking. Nope. Well, we did wipe out the 2nd Brigade. So we actually end up causing more casualties. We're close to a major. The Corps commander, Koch, is demoralized. But we cannot take those guns. Minor victory. That turned out to be a very bloody affair. We ended up inflicting 6,500 casualties on the enemy, where right at the last minute we wiped out one of their brigades. Well, Koch's Corps took a beating, though. They had 105 guns. So yeah, their artillery really put a hurt on us. They lost 65 guns, though. And that will do it for this episode, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely seems to be rushing through this last battle and just trying to throw my men at the enemy, thinking that they were demoralized already, although in hindsight the Union artillery seemed to be really the main difference maker in that battle, and just the impatience on the Confederate commander on my part. So I hope you enjoyed this one. We will continue the campaign on the next one. Hope to see you there, and thank you.